Hi everyone, my name's Warren and we're sitting here in a cafe in the city of Valletta. Valletta is our capital city of Malta and it's a UNESCO heritage city built in 1566 by the Knights of St. John. And this morning we're going to be showing you around our city. I'd like to introduce you to Pat. She's a great friend of mine that works at the Grand Hotel Phoenicia. And she is going to help me take us around the city, and we're going to show you some of those little unique spots that she's been discovering over the years. And I'd love to take you around. So we're going to finish our coffee, as is the tradition here, before we go to work.
Yeah, no coffee, no work. Huh?
And exactly. And we're just going to have some fun today and introduce you to a lot of interesting people. So, Pat, what shall we do today?
What shall we do? Well, I've been working in Valletta now for 3 years. And the beauty of Valletta is that every day, walking around, I'll discover something new. And I like to go to these kind of places where it's not just a unique product, but also the Maltese characters, the city characters, So I suggest that you come up with one place and then I'll take you to one of my favorites.
Well, that sounds great.
Okay.
And I think that's really what we want to do. We want to get the essence of the city for our audience today. But first of all, we'll take a walk and we'll go down to a special place which I really love. It's called Casa Rocca Piccola.
I love it.
It's a wonderful testament to Maltese history and Valletta itself. And it's owned by the Marquis de Piero.
Oh, how
it's
nice.
actually his family home. So we're going to go there, and we're just 5 minutes away.
I had the opportunity to go and visit this place, and it's so unique.
Well, let's.
Good choice. I like it. I agree. Let's do it.
Let's get going. So, Pat, there was only a short walk, but we're coming down to Casa Rocca now.
Excellent.
And when we arrive there, we're going to be greeted by the Marquis de Piero's son, Clement.
Okay,
and
excellent.
He's going to show us around some of the rooms in their home.
Amazing.
And I'm sure you're going to enjoy this.
Yeah, I've been to this place. I really, really love it. I really love it. I mean, it really shows the part of the history of Malta. But how the noble used to set up and everything.
So, hi. Hi, Clement. Hi, Clement. How are you? Okay. We're really pleased to visit your family home today. So thanks for welcoming us, and we're really looking forward to having a look around. So, Pat, off to you.
So to give you a bit of background of the house, it's actually 400 years old. It was built for an Italian knight of Malta called Rocca, and then after him many different Italian knights. For the last 200 years, this house has been lived in by two Maltese noble families. In about 1900, my great-grandfather swapped it with one Maltese family, and that's why we are here today. Okay, so I'm going to point out some of the furniture, paintings, and so on. This is a portable chapel. There are 7 of these in Malta. The Bishop of Malta has one. There's one in the Inquisitor's Palace and the Grand Master's Palace. And 4 Maltese noble families have these in their collections. So the idea was this piece of furniture could move with the family. In the summer, it could go to the summer house. It could go by the sea. It could be put into a bedroom so that before a child was born, the chapel could be opened and the child could be baptized immediately on being born. This over here is a Maltese lady from the 18th century. She was from a famous Maltese family called Shabaras, and she has a lot of Maltese lace. Lace was very valuable in the old days, so a Maltese family would show off their wealth by covering their ladies in jewellery, obviously, but also lace.
This room It reminds me a lot of Italy. Has it got a connection?
Well, this room we call the winter dining room. The table came from a family palace which we owned in Florence, and it came to Malta, I think in the 1970s. It was brought here. This shows the father's side of the family and the mother's side on that side. So you've got 4 generations, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? To become a Knight of Malta, you needed noble blood, and you needed to prove at least 4 generations on your father and your mother's side. So these are proofs of nobility.
Wonderful.
So this room is an archive room. This is where we keep all the old family papers going back 350 years. A lot of it is contracts of marriage, business contracts. This is the visitor's book. We've been using this for almost 100 years now, and whenever somebody important comes to the house, we want to make a record of them. We ask them to write something in this book. For example, we have Franklin Roosevelt Jr. This is the son of the great American president. He came to Malta in 1943, and he had lunch with my grandfather. So he's written here, "I'm sure it won't be long before my family and I can return your gentle hospitality in America. We will receive you as the heroes you are, who have held high the torch of freedom and courage through all your horror, and by doing so have made possible the victory we are all now achieving."
So Pat, you was mentioning the program on Netflix.
Yeah,
these are some,
chess is the
yeah,
game.
these are some
And
interesting chess pieces we've got here.
It's
Yeah,
a good break, you know, from our digital world that
Yeah.
we're going back to board games, which is amazing. So this is why I had to stop you here, because this is amazing.
yeah.
Okay, well we've got quite a few different sets here. I'm going to start with this set over here, the green one here. That's representing the Grand Master of Malta. In Malta, Maltese chess set, the Queen never has a crown because the Grand Master of Malta had taken a vow not to have a wife. So he had a vow of chastity, and therefore, just out of respect to that vow, they didn't put a crown on the Queen. Okay, so that's Maltese. This over here is a French set, 18th century. Then at the top, you've got a Chinese set with the Emperor of China in red and the King of England, George III, in white. This is an 18th century sedan chair. It was carried around Valletta, and the man who owned it was called Victor Nicholas. Getting around Valletta in the old days with a carriage was difficult because the streets are small. This was perfect. You could be taken right up the stairs of the palace, and you could make a grand entrance when you arrived into a room. Like this. Okay. It's got windows that go up and down. Okay, it gets very hot in Malta, so you need to have the window open. And it's got painting all around it.
So Clement, this particular area is really interesting. Can you tell me about the...
Sure. Well, this is an invitation to the coronation of Elizabeth II. Now, when the Queen invites you to a party, she never invites you directly. She commands somebody else to invite you. And the reason is you're not supposed to say no to the Queen. So this way you can refuse the person who invited you. You're not really saying no directly to the Queen. In 1953, my grandparents were asked to represent the Maltese noble families at her coronation. And this is the invitation they received. When you went to a coronation, you were given a chair to sit on, and you could take that chair home with you if you wanted. And this is one of them, okay? And then if you look over here, it says ER coronation. So it's stamped to show that it was used at the coronation of Elizabeth II. Okay, now not many people know that the Queen actually lived in Malta for 2 years. Before she became Queen, they got her a house just outside Valletta, and we like to think in Malta they were the happiest years of her life because she was free. She was able to drive her own car.
Yeah.
She could stop the car, jump in the sea, no paparazzi chasing her, and I think she had a good time here.
Yeah, I've heard that.
In the middle of the room here, we have a table which has a set of surgical instruments of the Knights of Malta. Now, the Knights of Malta had one of the largest hospitals in Europe. Over 1,000 patients could be looked after in the Sacra Infermeria. When Napoleon came, he took all of their silver. I was told once there was 2 tons of silver there. It seems that these are the only surviving set of 18th century surgical instruments. They could do, for example, the cataract on your eyes. They could cut you open and sew you up without killing you. They used silver because silver is hygienic and very clean. It's a good metal to use for surgery. These date to about 1780, 1790, and we're very lucky to have them here.
Last time I was here with your father actually, and he explains that this coffee pot is typically Maltese. It can be seen to be Maltese because the feet of the coffee pots are, it's a particular animal called
that's right.
the hoof of a goat, I think.
Yeah. Over here, I have a photograph of my grandparents in 1953 when they were representing the Maltese nobility at the coronation of Elizabeth II. The photograph was actually taken by Anthony Armstrong Jones, who everyone seems to have heard of now because of the crown. He ended up marrying Princess Margaret, and he was the junior assistant at the time, and the main photographer was too busy to take these photos, so he got his assistant to take these.
Clement, this is one of my favourite rooms in the house, and I think there's also a unique feature here that's particular to Casa Rocca.
This room was built in about 1920. Originally it was a terrace overlooking the garden, and then my great-grandfather covered it over, and he put these Art Nouveau arches, and it was made to feel as if you were already outside in here. It's full of light. Very different from the rest of the house, which is 400 years old. This is only 100 years old, this room.
Well, it's a wonderful setting for a dinner, that's for sure. It's so ornate. What a lovely garden, Clement.
Yeah, we are so lucky to have this garden. Gardens are extremely rare in Valletta. There was always a shortage of water in Valletta, so having a garden with orange trees was a great privilege. And it's also home to Kiku. Kiku is our family pet.
I think you like Kiku.
Yeah. In our family we love these birds. My grandfather had one which we called Kiku the First, and then he had another one, Kiku the Second, and this is Kiku the Third.
Thanks a lot, Clement. It's really been really kind of you to take us around. Pat, I hope you enjoyed it.
I loved it, and thank you. I mean, this is unique, for us to be here alone and having this private tour. I thank you, and it's wonderful.
And maybe next time we'll bring some guests with us, and
that would be great.
I'm sure they'll enjoy it just as much as we have. So thanks a lot.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you. So Pat, you enjoyed it, yeah?
I loved it. I really loved it. I mean, it was a privilege to be there on our own, seeing it and go, because sometimes when we're there with groups and guests, we don't have the time to enjoy it. So today, for me, it's like I'm on a holiday myself. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you.
In fact, Casa Rocca Piccola inspired me. And if you don't mind, I would like to take you to a friend of mine called Alfred. He's got this jewelry shop called Opera Jewelry. I mean, some time ago I was not much into jewelry. I mean, I've spent all my money on good food, on traveling and wine. I mean, that's my kind of, that is where I want my money to go. But now, growing up, I'm trying to be a bit more, having a bit of an investment. And what I like about this jewelry, first of all, Alfred, the owner, has got a lot of information about the jewelry he sells and everything. And he's got vintage jewelry, which comes from the 1950s, 20s. Would you like me to take you there?
I'd love to. I'd love to. I'm going to leave this part to you now. So
let's take a coffee and we'll call Alfred and we'll go and see Alfred.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
This is the place.
Oh yes, come and meet my wonderful friend Alfred. coming here, it is not just buying a piece of jewelry, but it is the information, the history this wonderful gentleman has, the experience. And he hooked me by one day coming in here and told me, close your eyes. And he put a bracelet. I thought it was not going to impress me. But actually, because it's old jewelry, 50s and so, they have like a special aura to it. You can feel the energy, and so I'll let you explain to us and show us some beautiful things.
I can show you this bracelet, which is Maltese filigree, and some of the best and finest work you'll see on the island. This is made about 1820, and it's called Tal Hakika, which is basically a cheese grater bracelet.
Amazing. Alfred, you realize that I came empty? Maybe something gets stuck to me.
And that is in 18 karat yellow gold.
Amazing.
Let's go to something else.
This was, I know you keep telling me it's sold, but
That
I
is
will not give up.
and tremblant, which everything moves on it. They are diamonds, and that is 18 karat gold. It has a hidden clasp with a hinge.
And because it's small, it won't fit everybody, but it fits me. Look,
Perfect.
That
it
is-
does.
That is circa 1940s,
1940s.
and it's very heavy gauge gold, and there's quite a few brilliant cut diamonds.
And it's sold.
It is, yes, it's spoken for.
Thank you.
We'll move that aside, and we're going back to the 1920s.
Ah, beautiful.
That is Art Deco in platinum
Warren.
with caliber sapphires.
Is it just me, or I actually feel the energy out of when he just, you know, I mean, you can feel, I can see people dancing with these bracelets, and
That is 20 carats of diamonds in white gold, and everything moves.
Swirls.
This one has got a nickname. It's a Maltese muff chain, double length,
this is Maltese.
Maltese,
Okay.
and this is called an olive chain, Tazabuja.
Okay, because
Because
olive in Maltese we call it zabuja.
Yes,
Okay.
and that is done with all these, like an olive bone and the olives. And that is made about 1850 to 1880.
Beautiful. Oh my.
There you go.
Is this a pair?
Yes,
Why are they different?
because you can either take this off and put two pearls,
So
or
you
or
can,
you can take the pearl off and put an aquamarine in the center. I've got the actual stones, so you can,
adjust according
Yes.
to what you're wearing, the
Yes.
occasions.
and those, they're possibly about 15 carats of diamonds, and you would retail to about 30,000. This is again a Victorian
Oh my.
typical Maltese brooch
Mm-hmm.
with the coronet, so it belonged to somebody titled, and the Maltese cross, and the very fine cantille work around with the 3 drops with cantille work.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you very much. Thank
Thank
you for
you.
your time. Thank
I
you.
can't
Alfred.
kiss you,
we
so-
can't. We
okay.
can't. But I'll be back.
Thank you.
I'll be back.
Thank you.
I'll be back.
So we're going to go to another hotel now.
Okay.
One of my favourites actually.
Okay.
In the area. It's a boutique hotel. Much smaller than your hotel, the Phoenicia. But anyway, before we go, I'd love to introduce you to my cousin.
Your cousin.
Yes,
Oh.
This,
1925.
this was my grandfather that founded the shop. He was a tailor. And Franco, how are you? Okay? How you doing?
Hey, bonjour. All right.
Franco, Pat. Yeah, so as you can see, the shop was established in 1925 and it's been here ever since. I remember my grandfather being behind the desk there with the tape measure, and
Still here.
yeah, so
That will never go.
this was holds a lot of memories.
Do you have your regular clients? I think you
Regular,
most
we
probably people are
I used to.
your oldest client.
We have generation after generation.
Generation after
But then
generation.
obviously we have a lot of passing trade.
Good, excellent. Thank
All
you.
right,
Been a
Franco.
pleasure.
Lovely meeting you.
Same here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice.
See you.
Bye.
See you.
Ciao.
Bye.
Good day.
So, hi Ilona, how are you?
Very well, thank you, Warren.
Good,
How are you?
I'm very good. I'm sitting here in the Rosselli Hotel. It's part of the luxury boutique collection of AX Hotels, and Ilona's the sales manager for some of the properties within the group. And today we're here so that we can show you this wonderful property in the center of Valletta. And I think we'd start off with some of your rooms, and then we're going to see Undergrain, which recently received a one-star Michelin rating. So we're going to start, and I look forward to seeing the hotel. So Ilona, we were coming down Merchant Street, and I took Pat, who's coming around with me, to my grandfather's shop, and he was a tailor.
Okay.
And I know that in the past Merchant Street was synonymous with merchants, hence the name, and actually the tailor trade was really prominent on this street. So I understand that Undergrain, which is your Michelin star restaurant, has an affinity with the tailor
That's
industry.
right. So if you look around you,
Yeah.
the whole restaurant is obviously adorned with tailor stuff, so it makes you feel like you're in a tailor's workshop. The idea behind grain is twofold. So basically, grain, the initial word, obviously relates to the food ingredient. However, the idea of the tailor is to cut the material so that the material doesn't fray, and he cuts along the grain. So what we did over here is we're paying homage to the tailor, the craftsmanship that goes into preparing a garment, and in the same way, our chefs are using the same skill set, the different processes that goes into perfecting the dish, eventually for our guests to enjoy.
In the same way as a tailor would perfect his art to create beautiful clothing.
Correct.
Well, I love the restaurant, and in the evening, I mean, the atmosphere is wonderful, the lighting, the ambience, the music. I had the pleasure of dining here
You did.
on my birthday, actually, on the 6th of August.
How was
a
it?
Wonderful evening.
Glad to hear it.
Service was exceptional, and really, your chefs are fantastic.
Glad to hear it.
It was art on a plate. So, yeah.
So Warren, we're here in the Alusietta rooms, which are our superior collection. Alusietta was the wife of Pietro Rosselli, and we have designed the room to represent her personality. So basically using dark floral motifs.
So, Ilona, on average, because the buildings are of a historical nature, their average rooms are 28 to 30 square meters in size,
That's right.
Okay, and the bed size?
Queen size.
That's a queen. So, Ilona, what special features do you have in the bathrooms?
So one of the features worth mentioning is obviously that wherever you look at the hotel, also now on our towels, we have the initials of the couple. So PR, Pietro Rosselli, and AM, Alusietta Massa. These initials are also found on their tombstones.
Which brands do you offer?
We have partnered with the luxurious brand L'Occitane
Oh, okay. There's a Occitane store just
at the beginning of
Republic
Street. That's
yes,
right.
Yeah. Ilona, one of my favourite features of your rooms are these Maltese balconies called Galleria, and honestly, it really takes me back to my childhood because my grandfather had one of these in his house, and we used to spend hours just looking outside of the window and watching the world go by.
Yes.
And This is something special, a real Maltese experience where you feel the streets coming into your room practically. So Ilona, what type of room is this?
So you are in an executive room, which is named after the master of the house, the Don Pietro collection.
Okay, and these rooms overlook the courtyard in the center of the hotel.
That's right.
Okay, and I know that this particular room has a special feature, and
Yes.
maybe you'd like to
So
show us that.
these rooms have their own wellness area. Okay, please. So over here you have your own indoor wellness terrace together with a rain shower and a sauna. Guests over here can obviously have their own treatments brought into the room. The idea behind the room is that it gives you a sense of calmness and tranquility. And this is what we wanted to achieve by having such rooms in a busy city, which is the capital.
Well, I can personally say that they are relaxing because I stayed here for a couple of nights back in August, and it was really relaxing, absolutely what I needed, especially nowadays. The sauna was my particular favorite, so yeah, this is a great room, a great room. So I love the roof terrace. When I stayed here, I came over and after a day of shopping around town and having some lunch, and then I needed a siesta, I just laid myself down here, and it's so peaceful.
I think it's the perfect place to unwind as well.
Yeah.
It's very calm. Hard to believe it's November today, and
Absolutely.
we're having this beautiful weather.
Winter sun and 20 degrees. It's getting a little hot now. So, but sitting up here, you really feel the essence of Valletta. You know.
That's right. You have
The
fabulous
rooftops and
skyline.
and church domes and spires. It's really nice, and nothing better than leaning over and watching everybody walk by the hotel and
Or someone
seeing
else's
all the
laundry.
sights. Yeah, and somebody else's laundry. Exactly. Interesting pieces.
Quite a day, yeah, Warren?
Yeah,
Quite a day.
I'm loving it, and there's some real characters in the city. Yeah.
I mean, sometimes when you're just taken with work, we do not have the time to experience it ourselves. And I think it's been wonderful, you know. I
It's
mean,
true.
it's like I'm a tourist in Valletta, you know,
Yeah,
which we need it. We need it.
Sometimes we don't realise that we can take a vacation, a holiday,
Yes.
in our own island.
We take
you know?
care of others, but today it was our day, and
Yeah.
I am loving
Well, I'm
it.
enjoying it. But I think there's something else you want to show me now.
Yes,
And I think it smells good.
yes,
And
it's got a purple door.
Yes, and it's another unique person in Malta offering a unique service.
It's another friend of mine, which I'm also very proud. Okay, I've known this person for about 11 years at the very beginning, but I always believe. Oh, good.
That's Malta.
Okay, we got. Okay, brilliant. Yes, we're in the city. I've always believed in Stephen Cordina. The guy Stephen Cordina is actually Gozitan, and he's got a very unique product. It's candles. Talking about candles might not sound unique, but he actually used like local ingredients, so it's literally a signature. They've got local names to it, and also me having a background of spas, together with him we used to create special treatments and special products for the spas that I worked with. For example, one of the things, all his candles, you know, besides they're a good quality, they also can be used as a massage cream, which I find that amazing. That is the start I know of Stephen Cordina, but since then, now he's got his own shop in the city, which at the back of the shop he also has got his lab where he works his magic.
Yeah, I heard, and he's also going to start a special project where he can invite guests
Amazing.
learn how to mix the perfumes and to produce the fragrances. So I'm really looking forward to
Nice
seeing
workshop, and not only the workshop would be interesting, but this character. We can't leave the city before meeting him.
Well, let's go.
Shall we?
Yeah.
Off we go. This is it. Did you see the purple door?
I saw it.
Look, beautiful things.
Well, there's
Yes, and what we'll ask him, because what is really of interest is that you also have, like, look, Gozo, and we'll ask him why he got the name of Gozo, the other Maltese island. And I know that he's got also a very special candle which he named after his mother.
really.
And I find it very interesting because basically he captured the aromas that reminded him of his mother while growing up, and he created this special candle for her, which I find that's very, very
interesting.
special.
Yeah.
And aroma diffusers. He came. He's got his. Yeah, wonderful.
And they seem to all have a connection.
Oh, look who's here. Hello.
Oh, hi,
Hey.
Stephen. How are you, Steve?
Nice to
Always
see
a
you.
pleasure being here.
And nice to meet you again.
Nice to meet you.
How are you doing?
We're walking around in the city, and I thought I'd come and say hello.
Thank you for that.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
You're welcome.
Really appreciate it.
You're
Well,
welcome.
you haven't seen my new special purple, Laura.
What are you up to
You've
now?
only been here this
What are you up to? Well, we've known each other for a long time, and every time I come
Over
here,
a decade now.
you know, every time I come here, I say to myself, okay, I know the product, nothing's going to surprise me. But actually, I came again here about 3 weeks ago, and I had to send him the message. I said, yeah, I come there and I take you for granted, but once again, Steve, you exceeded my expectation, because he does.
Surprise.
So what's your latest? Show me. It feels very good, Steve. It feels really, it's a beautiful aura.
I'm honored to show you this because it's really new.
The energy, it feels really good in here.
Well, let me show you.
So, Steve, this basically works that you would be doing one-to-one consultation with the
Yeah.
person, and according to the character of the person, what they like and what they don't, you can create their own personal perfume.
That is
That
correct.
is super amazing.
Both for home, right, or whatever premises it is.
I know,
offices,
I know
hotels,
that, yeah,
like-
exactly. I remember that you could also, for example, create a special scent for hotels.
Correct. I
Amazing.
need some time in the hotel to study the ambience and the outside air and the inside air and the furniture, what is going to match with it. And so that's something I've been doing for some time, but now the bespoke, that's
I'm looking
something
forward.
come
I'm
into it
really
more.
looking forward to have my own personal perfume. That's very
That's
unique.
really an honor for me, I tell you.
That's very unique. So besides the shop, the lab, which I'm seeing some really amazing stuff, and plus
New
it's-
leather,
it
new
does-
leather goods.
It does not look good.
Yeah.
I can guarantee that it feels good as well. There's a certain serenity, and the energy is very good in here.
Well, it's all got to do with Acqua di Valletta.
Acqua di Valletta.
That is correct. Let me
So-
show you. It's being cooked.
Oh my
Acqua di
god.
Valletta is because here they invented orange blossom water. This relates back from the Queen of Hungary. The monk who was creating the holy water, the Aqua Mirabilis, the wonderful water, right? The monk who was creating for her moved back to his hometown, which was Cologne. Cologne, as we know it, we say Cologne. Well, the original word from Cologne, perfume, is Aqua Mirabilis. Makes sense?
Yes, that's
So,
amazing.
basically, I reconstructed
Acqua di Valletta.
Acqua di Valletta from Aqua Mirabilis.
That's what I
So,
always say. You
Aqua
never fail to amaze me. So besides the shop and the lab,
Yeah,
are we going to start doing workshops as well?
that's what we're gonna be doing as well, workshops. How to make your own perfume, some perfume, instead of you just buy it, you make it with me. So I have a small group, they pick up a perfume, or I pick up a perfume for them, and we're gonna make it. So instead of you just buy it, walk out
Warren.
with it.
This is something I think a lot of people now love.
I mean, I'm amazed. As I said, the place being at the basement of the nuns, having Steve and Cordina, with these beautiful products. I am really looking forward for the workshops. So,
think it's inspiring.
Stephen, we thank you for your time.
It's just the beginning.
We're looking forward for more. Lovely
Same
seeing
here.
you. Lovely seeing you. We'll come and see you again.
Well, that was a nice full morning.
Yes, and now welcome to my second home, I must say. As you can see, it is a 1940s, 1950s hotel. So this was the very first luxury hotel on the island. We made it.
Yeah, it was a good day.
It was a lovely day,
Yeah,
full of
so-
surprises.
Yeah, and I got the feeling we'll do more of these walk-arounds
I
the
mean, this is
cities.
the benefit now that we have a bit more time. I think we were lacking to find time to make these unusual things, and it was lovely.
Well, our friends in the States who gave me the idea to produce this discovery of our city, I think they're going to enjoy
Definitely. Johnny, right? You told me.
Johnny and
Hi,
Tom.
Johnny.
Yeah,
Hi, Johnny and Tom.
Johnny and Tom.
Looking forward to meet
and,
them as well.
and Michelle Buttigieg,
Michelle,
who's
I
in
love Michelle.
in New York. I think this is going to make her feel a bit nostalgic, not to be closer to home. But
Yes, we miss her.
but she
We
lives
do
in a
miss her.
great city too. So
we do miss her.
so yeah, like we started today at 8:30, right?
I think it's showing now.
we had the
I think it's showing. running
we
around.
started in a proper Maltese way with an espresso
Definitely.
to kickstart things.
Definitely, but we're still
then,
missing.
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
Which we will. Don't worry. I promise.
Okay.
We're going to have them.
All right.
And besides running around the city, also, I mean, being November, the 13th of November today, and having this weather, I think it's quite unique. Quite unique. And I mean, it's like summer. I mean,
But especially, I've found that over the years, November is one of my favorite months.
you know what? I'm liking you by
know,
the minute.
there you
It's
go.
my favorite too.
You know, we've had the beautiful summer.
Yes.
You know, the heat's calmed down. We're 20 degrees, but literally, you can go to the beach today. It'll be a
love
bit
it.
cool to go into the sea, but 10 seconds and your body measures up to the
One of my
to the
targets
temperature.
this year is that I'll keep on swimming all year round.
Well, we had a lot of time on our hands, to be honest. So,
Next
so
time we
we
go
made the
swimming,
most
shall
of
we?
it. Yeah.
I challenge you, swimming in January. Cheers.
Swimming in January, that might be a new one for me, but we'll try. I always kind of give it an angle that when you come to Malta, you actually can experience all of the Mediterranean and some extra influences from beyond the Mediterranean all in one very small space. I mean,
We're lucky.
the islands
Very
are
lucky.
3 islands, an archipelago which has had 7,000 years of history, with the oldest buildings, man-made buildings on the planet
The
in terms of our
prehistoric
temples.
prehistoric
Exactly.
temples, which are 1,000 years older than the pyramids themselves.
Exactly.
You know? So it is an island to discover.
Yeah.
Not just
You know,
Valletta.
so it's small, it's compact, and there's a lot to discover, and
Yes.
lots of unexpected jewels. So,
Cheers again.
cheers.
Oh, I'm beginning to enjoy this day.
I tell you,
Coffee, wine,
Yeah, I
walking
think
around, shopping.
the only thing we should add next time is a long lazy lunch.
Yeah. Yes. Lazy? No.
No.
There's nothing lazy with me.
All right then.
We'll find some fun lunches.
Mm.
As being Mediterranean here, especially on Fridays, we like to
Oh, nice seafood pasta
Yeah.
and
on a Friday, you know,
Yeah.
the habits in the city, you know, like Friday we tend to stop a bit earlier and go for these famous lunches, you know, where we can just,
yeah, the 12 till 3 ones.
yes,
Mm.
or 9 in the evening maybe.
Yeah, they
You know,
carry on. It's
You
true.
know, we'll do one of it. And I challenge you for our swim in January. Neville is here
How are you?
again, our ambassador.
Nice to see you again.
Same here, same here. Beautiful day like this.
It is
Besides
amazing.
you
For
need a glass of
November,
wine.
it's super amazing.
2 glasses of wine with a tree, even better. But then I won't see anything else.
So,
Let me show you some rooms.
okay, brilliant. Shall we, Warren?
Yeah.
Shall we see some rooms?
We shall.
Let's we go.
This is one of your suites.
Yes, it is. It's one of the deluxe harbour view suites. One of the suites are sold very much so. And it has a panoramic view of Valletta, the Grand Harbour, Floriana. Let's see here.
Beautiful.
We're just 2 minutes away from the city gate of Valletta and the Triton Fountain. And this view is fantastic panoramic view of the Grand Harbour, and that's where the Great Siege took place.
Neville, I mean, we've known each other over the years, and it's kind of like we're two faces from the tourism industry in Malta. And I mean, just sitting down here in this room, you can see the feeling of history, and the whole essence of Valletta is synonymous with the Phoenicia, in my opinion. I mean, I hope you agree.
Yes.
And when you are sitting here in this property, and you have the Grand Harbour and everything, and the fortifications around you, I mean, what do you feel about that? You must be so proud to work here.
It's home for me, I think.
Yeah.
I've been working here for the last 27 years. And when I first started, I said I would spend 1 year, 2 years here, and then I move on.
Yeah.
It never happened.
It gets into you,
It
right?
got into me. And
Yeah.
if I had to leave the Phoenicia, I don't think I would work in another hotel anywhere.
Well, that's. I think that
It's-
says a lot. And we find our clients love the location because they can just walk, and 2 minutes they're in the city
In the
centre.
city, and as soon as you go in, there's a building, a new building
Yeah.
by Renzo Piano.
Yes, the Parliament.
It were their own building, beautiful building,
Yeah.
which I think it's integrated with the other buildings in Valletta, Baroque buildings in Valletta. It's
Yeah.
something new,
Yes.
but it has been
I
well
agree.
integrated,
I
I
know
think,
sometimes this type of architecture can be controversial, but I think the blending of new and old, if done with
Properly,
taste,
yeah.
can work very well. So this is one of your favorite rooms, huh?
Yes, and I always have a favorite. Wherever I go to work, there's always something that attracts me. You know, I worked in another hotel and there was something that attracted me. But I think for me, one of my fondest memories is the ballroom. The ballroom where a lot of people used to come here dancing, you know, a lot of weddings. It was the first place where afternoon teas were being held. A lot of my relatives got married here. I'm going to send you the photos as promised of Princess Elizabeth at the time dancing here, which was her favorite place where she used to go dancing while living here in Malta.
You know, Pat, one of my favorite places in the hotel, I mean, apart from obviously the rooms are classic and give that feeling of history. I mean, can you imagine you've got this infinity pool here, which is so relaxing just to look at.
You have this unique place where you have the bastions, the infinity pool, overlooking Marsamxett Harbour, you know, which is...
This is it's just amazing. This is one of those unique experiences which only exists here.
Yes.
It's the only place in the world where you can have this environment, and it's just so totally relaxing.
Unique place.
It's an experience.
Yep.
And I really thank you for sharing.
Thank
this
you.
today.
Thank
And,
you.
You've been a great companion on our
We
visits
have
to Valletta.
our last baby.
Huh?
Last 2 weeks ago, we gave birth to a new baby here, which is our spa.
Ah,
So,
yes, of course.
I am just quickly showing you to the new baby, which is at the moment still open to residents in the hotel because we're trying to go very slowly. But we've been long waiting, and I think now actually the Fenicia Malta is so complete with its new spa as well. This
Wonderful.
thing. We could not do the hotel and not adding the baby. The baby is always the baby. The designers, what they try to do an extension of the hotel using the old, which you will see on the side. There's the whole old wall of the Fenicia. And on the other side, we have the bastion, which we'll see later on. And just follow me. Let's go around.
If I had to be honest with you, this looks very tempting, and I would.
What a better way,
I
yeah?
would
If only we
love-
could.
I would love just to be getting an ice cold bottle of water and have a dip, and then maybe a gin and tonic or a nice glass of prosecco at the end of the day. This is absolutely amazing.
So, Warren, thank
you
you.
very much.
Thank
It's been
you.
a great day. Thank you.
Looking forward for our next adventure.
I'm
Super.
sure. Looking forward
Thank
to
you.
it. Thank you.